want to tell you about chelation. What chelation means is to remove heavy metals from the body, and heavy metals are one of the causes of heart disease, because when you get heavy metals, they get into the arteries and they'll nick the arteries, and then something like cholesterol can cover up that hole to keep you from bleeding to death, and then you get that plaquing. So we don't like heavy metals in the body, and you can get heavy metals. They're all around us, and like, for example, I don't know, back in the years when we used leaded gasolines, those went through our vehicles, and when that lead went out into the air, and then it got into the ground, and now we eat it. For years I've used mercury dentists have in teeth, and so those are just a couple of the ways, but there's lots of different heavy metals, and they're all around us, and they get into the body, and they're not easy to get out of the body. They have to be asked to come out kind of forcefully. So, and there's different types of chelation. There is IV chelation. That is a fabulous tool. It works excellent. It's usually a little more costly than the oral chelation. And the other nice thing about oral chelation is it can be done on a maintenance type level, so that once you get the heavy metals out, you can continue to maintain that so you don't start building those up again. So the system that we have is oral chelation. And what we do first of all is we check your blood work to make sure that your organs are healthy enough to pull out heavy metals, because heavy metals take up receptor sites on cells where nutrition should be. So we have to pull them off cautiously and make sure we're not upsetting the body too much when we're doing it, and make sure that we have the nutrition in the body to replace that spot on that receptor site so that the organ doesn't get sick. So that's why we first start with the blood work to make sure that the organs are all healthy enough to do that. We then do a hair analysis, and that tells us about minerals in the body and some about heavy metals. And then we do a stool analysis to make sure there's no blood in the stool. And if all that checks out okay, then we do a pre and a post urinary challenge kit. The pre-kit, you collect urine for 6 hours, and then you send a sample of that into the lab to be tested. And the post kit, you take a nutrient that will be pulling out those heavy metals for you. And then you collect urine again for 6 hours, and we send that into the lab. And then we'll compare those and see, when you take the product, how much of those heavy metals are coming out, and that gives us an idea of how much is in your body. Then based on those results, we will do rounds of chelation, where you're taking that product that is pulling the heavy metals out for you, and you'll take it for like 3 days, you'll be off of it for 11 days, and you'll do that 5 times. And then we'll recheck the blood to see how the organs are doing, see if anything's upset, and if not, then we'll repeat the post kit and see how much we've gotten pulled out at that point, and see if we're ready, if we need another round of it, or if we're ready to go into maintenance. So that's how we do oral chelation, and it is unfortunate that we have so many heavy metals in our environment, and that so many people are exposed to this, and this is something that a major reason for the heart disease being a #1 killer for us today.